The human need to find similar creatures in the cold space sometimes grows into an obsession. Earthlings have searched for potential life forms everywhere, on the desolate Moon, dusty Mars, and even on suffocating Venus, nor have very distant exoplanets hundreds of parsecs away from Earth. But our habitable neighbors may be much closer than we realize. By cosmic standards, it's like the back of the next street. And if there is a grain of intelligence out there, what is it? There is a planet called Gliese 581g. It was discovered at the end of September 2010. And since then, the long-suffering planet has often changed status, turning into a ghost and again reviving to life. In the beginning, many astronomers considered Gliese 581g a consequence of measurement error. Later, its existence was confirmed. The potential habitable world is located 24 light-years away in the Libra constellation. This unknown world is illuminated by a red dwarf. These stars are much smaller, cooler, and older than the Sun. There are 3 planets orbiting in the habitable zone of the star, one of which is closer to the hot sector and the other to the cold sector. In between them, at a near-perfect distance from the red dwarf, is Gliese 581g. Its age is about 7-11 billion years. Its mass is 3.4 times that of the Earth, and the year is almost 37 days. Gliese 581g is turned to one side of its star. The landscape is presumably rocky, with the possible presence of liquid water. Sufficiently strong gravity suggests that the planet has an atmosphere, as it is capable of holding an atmosphere. The average temperature at the equator is about plus 20 degrees Celsius. Of course, it is far from certain that intelligent life has developed on the planet during this time, but for scientists, it is valuable to have any, even the most primitive organisms. If all the same planet is inhabited by intelligent life forms, why have they not yet shown themselves in any way? Even before Gliese 581g was detected using the Doppler method in 2008, one Ragbir Bhattal, an astronomer from an Australian university who is active in the SETI program, a project designed to solve the problem of searching for extraterrestrial civilizations, recorded a strange, sudden signal from the constellation of Scales. According to the professor, it looked like a very powerful short-term laser flash. Such signals are of acute interest to scientists. Unfortunately, second flash did not follow, but astronomers do not lose hope, especially the discoverer of the planet, Stephen Vogt. He is fully confident not only in the actual existence of Gliese 581g, but also in the presence of life on its surface. What might conditions on this planet look like? A carpet of vegetation. Such a planet must have a fairly thick atmospheric layer. This is necessary to transfer heat from the day side to the night side, which is always in the shade. On Gliese 581g, the process of photosynthesis is possible, so at least higher plants can develop on its surface. Such vegetation may outwardly resemble terrestrial shade-loving species, having broad, thin leaves with a perfectly smooth area and parallel to the ground surface. Perpetual storm. Tidal forces will cause constant downpours and strong winds blowing furiously toward the dark hemisphere, but on Earth, many plants have adapted to hurricanes. So Gliese 581g may also have species whose stems and roots can argue with strong steel cables. Life underwater. What about animals, you might ask? Of course, scientists have thought of that too. Creatures on the planet would be oxygen deficient, as plant productivity would be greatly reduced in such dim light. The sniffing and hearing of animals would likely be hampered by the fierce storm, but the underwater world would be well on its way to unprecedented prosperity. Killer star. There is another problem, the unstable behavior of the parent star. A red dwarf can suddenly reduce its luminosity by more than 40% or instantly, literally within minutes. Double it. One such outburst could well blow out a planet's atmosphere without a trace. The consolation is that such instability is observed in young stars, and with age, they become calmer. Well, since you're watching this, then you've seen this video to the end, and in the next issue, I will tell something that will literally cross out all these wet scientific fantasies. Only for this, you need to put a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, press the bell, and wait literally 2-3 days until the fresh issue will be released. It will be just insanely cool content. In the meantime, I highly recommend you to visit our Cozy Public. Any questions, write them in the comments, and I'll be sure to look them up. See you soon on our Cosmic Meetup.